Good morning, students. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to revise the concepts of integers, grade 7. Okay, so this year in 2023, the concepts which are included in integers are multiplication of integers and division of integers. Okay, so first let us go to multiplication of integers. The basic and main thing which you have to understand is when two positives are multiplied, the result will be positive. And in the same way, when two negatives are getting multiplied, negatives means negative integers, the result will be a positive integer. And when one positive and one negative are getting multiplied, you get a negative. And if the first one is negative and the second one is also positive, so then the result will be a negative integer. Okay, this you have to remember, and it is very important. Okay, if you don't remember this, it will be difficult and you will get wrong answers. See, for example, it is very easy to remember. If both are having same signs and getting multiplied, then the result is positive. If if both are having different signs, the result will be negative. Okay, if both are having same signs, whether it is positive or negative, the result will be always positive. Okay, then the next concept is so for example, this is the first concept in multiplication, and the second concept is multiplication of negatives. Suppose you are multiplying a negative number with a negative integer with a negative integer, okay, with another negative integer, so on. So let us see what will be the result of multiplying negative integers. So if you multiply two negative integers, already we have studied, the result is positive. What happens if three negatives are multiplied with each other? See, it is very negative times negative, it will be positive, and positive times negative will be negative. Okay, let us see when you multiply four negatives, what will be the answer. So when I multiply four negative integers, minus of minus plus, plus of minus minus, minus of minus plus. So now let us multiply five negatives. Okay, so when I multiply five negatives, let us see what happens. Negative times negative, positive, and positive times negative, negative, negative times negative, positive, and positive times negative, negative. So you can see a pattern over here. If you multiply, suppose for example here I have multiplied two negatives and here four negatives. So that means whenever I multiply even number of negative integers, the result will be positive. So even number of negative integers, product, okay, product of even number of negative integers will always be positive, and product of odd number of negative integers, that means what? Odd number of negative integers means if I multiply 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 25, 37, 51, so on, 99, 115, 137, so on. So if I multiply odd number of negative integers, the result will always be negative. Okay, please remember this. And the next important thing which we have to discuss, we have discussed already, is properties of integers under multiplication. What are the properties we have? The first one is closure property, and the second one is commutative, and the third one is associative, and the fourth one is distributive. Understood, my dear students? So the first one is what? The first one is closure property, and the next one is commutative property, and next associative property, and the last one is distributive property. Along with these along with this we have one more things, important things: additive identity, and also multiplicative identity. So let me recall those things. So what is closure property? First one, closure property is nothing but when you add two integers, whether it may be negative or positive, the result should be an integer. Understood? When you add two negative integers, the result should be an integer. Okay, say example, -2 plus 3, both are, -2 is negative integer, 3 is positive integer. What is the answer? -1, and -1 is a integer. So therefore what you will say, integers are closed under addition. In the same way, subtraction. Now let us come to commutative property. What is commutative property? So when you add two negative integers in one order, okay, and when you add the same integers in a different order, the answer should be same. Okay, for that let us take a is equal to 1, b is equal to -5 for your ease. Okay, 1 plus of -5 should be equal to -5 plus 1. Let us see, plus of minus. See, one is positive, one is negative. What we are supposed to do? You have to subtract. 5 minus 1 is 4. So since the negative integer is having is the highest number, so therefore the result will be -4. And here also the same, one negative, one positive. Subtract, it will be 4, and the highest number, the bigger number, is having negative sign, so it is -4. Since those two are equal, it is commutative under addition. And associative, in the same way you have to find out for subtraction, multiplication and division. Okay, and now let us come to associative property. What is associative property? Associative property is actually regarding groupings. Okay, when you group three integers in a different order, that means when I am adding, first if I add these two and find the sum, and in the second situation, when I add b and c, when I make a group of b and c, it should get the same answer. So associative integers are associative under addition. In the same way, they are associative under multiplication also. Okay, now comes distributive property, which is very important. So a, when you distribute multiplication over addition, that means a times b plus c is equal to this multiplication. Whatever you are multiplying, it should be distributed to both the integers which are under addition. So ab plus ac. Understood? See, a is distributed to b, plus a is distributed to c also. This is distributive property. Yes, integers are distributive under addition, distributive over multiplication under addition. Understood? In the same way, integers are distributive over subtraction. Okay, so these are the properties. And next, if anything, we have to, next let us see the problems where you have, for example, let us have a product of -9 times -5 times -6 times -3. Okay, so what did we study, my dear students? Here all four are negative integers. See, we have already seen, when we multiply four negative integers, the result will be positive. Okay, and 9 5s are 45, and 45 6 are, I think, 270, I think 273s are 810. So this is the answer. So if somebody gives you minus 9 multiplied by minus 8, what should be the answer, my dear students? Since the only two negative integers, so the answer is positive. 9 8s are 72. And if somebody gives you minus 5 times minus 7 times minus 2, minus 2, so what will be the answer? How many negative integers? 3 negative integers. The result will be negative. So you can either do like this: minus of minus plus, plus of minus minus. Anyway, so 5 sevens 35, 35 twos 70. So this is the way you have to do the product of the numbers. Okay, and now let us see. This is how you multiply. Now, okay. The next one, let us see. For example, say in the textbook it has been given page number 21, question number 5. Find the product using suitable properties. This is one of the application problems in integers. So 26 multiplied by minus 48 plus minus 48 multiplied by minus 36. My dear students, when you see, do not get panicked. You just think about, say this is one term and this is another one, multiplication. But I can see that minus 48 and minus 48 is common. When these two are common, we have already studied distributive property. Did we study distributive property? What is that? If A is common in both the products, then I can take A as common and it can be distributed under addition. Is it right? So how can I write this? I can write it as minus 48 I can take common, and when I take common, what is left out? 26. In the first product 26 is left out, and the next one here plus, okay, and the plus of minus 36 is left out. So when you simplify, it is minus 48 multiplied by 26 plus of minus 36. And you can see that minus 48 multiplied by, in the second bracket you have one positive and one negative. When you have one positive and one negative, what we are supposed to do? Subtract. So 36 minus 26, the answer is 10. But since the bigger number is having negative, so the result also will be negative 10. And now it is a product of two negative numbers. We have already seen that when we multiply two negatives, it will be positive. 48 times 10, it will be 480. Understood, my dear students? And in the same way, suppose another problem: 8 multiplied by 53 multiplied by minus 125. Okay, it is multiplication of three integers. Is it right? So sir, you can directly multiply 8 into 53 into whatever answer gets, you multiply with minus 125. But what happens? It is a little bit tricky multiplication. And if you are a little bit good or average in mathematics, you can easily remember that when you multiply 8 and 125 into 8. Okay, see if you don't remember also, since it is with 5, you will get a whole number. You will get a rounded off number. So try to multiply these two. What is this property used as? I am multiplying in groups, different groups. That means associative property. Okay. Now first let us multiply 125 into 8. 8 5s are 40. 8 into 20, 160. 8 into 100, 800. Multiply, my dear students, add 6 plus 4, 10, and this will be 1000. So it becomes positive times negative, it will be negative 1000 multiplied by 53. So now 1000 times 53, it is minus 53,000. See, using associative property, it is very easy to multiply. Okay. Now in the old textbook 1.3 you have word problems, so try to find out word problems, and if you have doubt any, just send me a message to this number 0521247969, the same WhatsApp I have. I'll explain you the doubts if you have. Okay, this is regarding multiplication. And let me see, after word problems you have, so fill in the blanks. We have already seen it in our class. So how to do it? Suppose for example -3 times blank equals 27. See, don't panic and don't do mistakes. So when you multiply negative to some whatever, you will get the answer is positive. So when you get positive, when you multiply negative with negative, you get positive. That means second number is also negative. And 3, how many times if you multiply you get 37? Read the 3 table. 3 9s are 27. So the blank is -9. Okay. So the next question, 5 times dash equals -35. But 5 is positive. Okay. So the result is negative. So when I get negative I get in two cases. First one is positive and second one is negative, and first one is negative and second one is positive. So since first one is positive, the second one is negative. Okay. 5, how many times if you multiply you get 35? 5 7s 35. Good boys. Now I'll give you 1 second. If you want, you can pause and write the answer and check. Blank multiplied by -8 equals -56. 1 second. You can pause. Okay. Now the answer is negative. So negative you get in 2 chances. One should be positive, another should be negative. Already it is negative. So that means the first number is positive. Okay. 8 multiplied by how many times will give you 56? 8 7s are 56. Okay. Now the last one, dash multiplied by -12 is equal to 132. So this is positive. When you get positive, my dear students, when both are negative or both are positive, you get a positive. So here it is negative. So that means the second one is also negative. So 12, how many times you get 132? If you don't know, the other way is 132 you divide with 12, you will get the answer. So it is 11. Got it, my dear students? And in our new textbook, I think we have discussed some problems. Let me see, any important problem is there in the new textbook. That means the rationalized textbook of grade 7 this year's. Find each products. Yeah, products we have discussed, and now verification also discussed. And let us see what is the next one. For an integer, determine the integer whose product with -1 is -22. Okay. So third one and second bit. So determine the integer whose product with -1. That means whose product with -1 is equal to -22. The same thing, my dear friends. The result is negative, and negative you get only in 2 cases. If first one is positive and negative, you will get negative. First one is negative and second one is positive, you get negative. So since it is negative, you also have negative. That means the first one should be positive. So 1 times how much is 22? 22. Yeah, this is a very easy problem, and this is up to multiplication. Let me see if you have any concept of left out in old textbook. You don't have. Okay, so I think you can do. Okay, yes. And my dear students, in old textbook you have examples, so many examples, and also in new textbook I think total 3 examples are there. Whenever, not only integers, whenever you have chapters, whenever whatever chapter you are doing, please go through NCERT textbook. And this NCERT textbook, I can say that for you it is like encyclopedia. So you will get each and every concept in the textbook. And don't forget to practice examples also. Understood, my dear students? Yes, this is Umar Farooq signing off, mathematics teacher. If you have any doubts, just send me a message on my phone number. This is my phone number. Okay, this is my phone number. You can send me a message. I'll get back to you. And if you like this video, share to your friends so that they can also have the knowledge of they can also understand the concept of mathematics easily. Bye bye, take care.